Alright. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? Yeah. Alright, so we have got a break in the cake and we've got a run in the ZRX, and that's what today's video is going to be about. And I'm also going to touch a little bit on VET today. I haven't done that in a long while. Might even do a sole video on VeChain for those that have got a little bit of VeChain like myself. But before I get into the analysis and kind of talk through what's happened and what to look for in the future in other coins that haven't broken out of their ranges yet, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please click that notification bell. All right, so we are on the cake chart right now. And I just want to make things very clear in this video because I want people to understand, because I feel like there's a certain tendency at the moment, especially maybe if you're slightly newer than somebody that's seen, a little bit of longer consolidations or price action that takes a lot longer to move to the upside in, when the market's a little bit more bearish. And especially if you've invested in one at the right time and you've seen it go only up, or, Theta or one of these tokens that's just been parabolic, you've got to kind of ground yourself again and just realize that there's all different sorts of accumulations in the market, and sometimes it doesn't happen as quick as the others. So just pay attention to the time that it takes in each of these charts for the accumulation to appear. So you can see down here, I've got 47 days. Now, 47 days is from the day after this pump. So this chart doesn't have it, but there was price action before that, and it came into this area. So it was lower than this, it came in. So this was the all-time high right here. So this green candle formed a high, and then the price pulled back, and then it came around, and then it kind of freaked us out a bit, and then it pulled on out of there. But really, for those that have been watching the videos, it's done a cup. So it's given us all those touches. And there's a handle of our cup, and then it's firing on out of there, right? So that's what's happened. Cake is breaking. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days we hit our target of $53. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's got no overhead resistance now. It's got no reason really to pull back, except for the fact that maybe people that are staking the cake are able to sell it more than the people that want to buy it. But other than that, I can see that this thing has done its job in 47 days. It's had a full accumulation, tested the all-time high, pulled back from the all-time high, and then this particular candle here, the 47th day, is when it has broken the all-time high, closed above the all-time high or the recent high, and then opened a candle above that, and then hopefully will close that candle above that. And then that's when traders that just want to capture the middle of a move come in. They're probably already coming in around about here, going, yep, I'm happy to get in this move and take these chunks of profit while the thing's moving to the upside with no resistance, right? So it's had 13% today. It had 23% yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. It'd be nice to see some of these bigger green candles, like 4 million in volume, and, a good 40% candle tomorrow would be lovely. So that's that. 47 days, cup and handle accumulation, broken to the upside with a confirmation of candle open and close above the all-time high or the recent high 47 days ago. ZRX is slightly different, you can see the structure slightly different, but it's still essentially a cup and handle. It's just kind of a bit wonkier, kind of a little bit more aggressive coming up there. The actual flagpole, we can see that, whereas on that other chart we couldn't see it. But yeah, so we've got, we've essentially got the same thing. There's a cup come around, handle pulls back, and then it's firing on out of there, right? 62 days for that one. So it took 62 days for that one. So all coins aren't created equal. So just be aware of that, and the exact way things accumulate aren't equal. But you can see ZRX, like I've said in my previous videos, gave us a good indicator back here on the 18th of March with a heavy wick that it wanted to break out. It wants to go to the upside, and then it pulls back. So that's the kind of the sucker candle. It sucks people in, thinks it's going to move hard, and this is where smart money would reaccumulate. And you can see there from the 25th of March to now the 9th of April, you'd have a decent profit of like 60-70% would it be if you kind of bought that dip there. 90%. So that's that's a good short-term trade there alone, let alone if you were back further, which I'm lucky enough to be back down in here, which is good. So once again, 62 days. So remember, 62 days. We've had 47 days, 62 days for a cup and handle accumulation. So that's that. Now we're going to go to VeChain. Now, VeChain hasn't done a cup and handle, but you can see it did do a large cup and handle accumulation from the 7th of July all the way around, kind of peppering all-time highs, maybe pulled back there, went a bit sideways, and then it's just been super aggressive since then. It's super volatile in a way, but it is making a move. I am invested in it, have scaled some out into Dash, probably did a little bit early, but you've got to pull the trigger, right? When you have a plan of pushing runners back down into things that haven't ran yet. So that's that. I always had kind of these 5, 6, and 8 cent targets for VeChain, and that's why I pulled the trigger. I stuck to my strategy. It's not these weren't the targets to say that they were its all-time highs. These were the targets that I said the next leg up would reach there. From this accumulation, it would run up to these targets, and these would be my take profit points if I was choosing to take profits or roll things over. So I did that. So yeah, that's fine. But I think VeChain as well is in all-time high territory, and it seems to be fairly bullish at the moment. A bit of a hike in volume. I might, like I say, have a look at that chart on a standalone sense, but I've done many videos in the past in it. I believe in the project. I will probably definitely play this project in the next bull market, like in 4 years' time, for sure. Now, I'm just going to quickly go back to a couple of other charts. So you all know we follow game credits. And I'm getting a lot of comments about game credits of like when Moon, or when it's going to take the next leg up. I'm firm and solid on my $1.80 target, or 90 cents to 180 target, depending on how quickly it does it. If it broke out now, probably more towards the dollar. If it accumulates longer, it's more towards the 180. But once again, you can see it's only been accumulating for 19 days, and it's pretty much only done half of that cup, if it's going to do a cup. Now, by all rights, there is coins and there is circumstance in the past, and especially like One Harmony, you can see that it generally just does these downtrends and then pops out of it with 2 or 3 candles, right? So that's fully possible as well. It doesn't need to do the full cup and handle, but in general, accumulations or these flag moves. So the pole happens quickly and the flag happens slow. And that's why some people are saying bull trap, because this is the bull trap. So it's like you see something or you hear something about it and everyone's so bullish on it. It's like, oh, I'm fearing of missing out, and you buy here. Now, it's not to say that price will ever be the ceiling. It's just saying that it's a bull trap because you buy in there. And this is how I got sucked into crypto. Is like, had a little bit of XRP, saw it run up, didn't know anything about charts, didn't know about the accumulation zone, and then saw it there and said, I've got to buy more of this. You know, it's ran from 20 cents to 30 cents, bang. And I bought at the top, and then it went back down and down and down. And that experience was my kind of apprenticeship, or training in crypto. And it took 108 days for that particular bull flag to play out. So I bought in at 30 cents, and then I dollar cost averaged all the way down to 25 cents or 24 cents per token, through it dipping back down to 22 cents throughout that period, and kind of ranging for 108 days before it broke out of its range, so above the 30 and a half cents. And I can go back to that if people want me to, and kind of talk you through where your head would be at during that time. But basically, it's just that, the spring has to be tightened, it has to be coiled, and then generally the longer it accumulates, the harder and faster the move is. So going back to game credits, 19 days, we're probably looking at least another week or two before it starts to kind of finish the cup. And I've said on other videos that it's probably going to make a next higher low, and then maybe creep its way up, tap this kind of recent high, and then pull back a bit, and then firing out of there, right? So, we're probably looking at into May before this thing breaks out, or just have the expectation that it could take until May for this thing to break out. If it breaks out early, then great. But, we all know from previous videos when to buy it. If you're going to buy it now, if you're going to dollar cost average into it, buy these dips. There's clear opportunities every day to get the lowest possible price. So you can kind of see there that, if I was going to set a limit order, it might be around 33.3 cents, because it's been there a couple of times recently on 2 wicks and 2 bodies of a candle has been there. So there's a chance that it'll wick there again. Harmony 1, 19 days again. So we've kind of won Harmony, and game credits are kind of on the same time frame, or, as in they have had a recent all-time high, a recent pump, and they've been accumulating for the same kind of 19-day period. This one's slightly different. I think even you could even predict even longer for Harmony 1, for this accumulation. And we've been given a range now, of between 11 cents and 24 cents. We could be ranging between 24 and 11 cents for quite a while, and, this is where the, coins and projects can shake people out. And if, once again, you go back to XRP after its first alt season, last bull run, in between its first alt season and second alt season, it was like 200 days or 300 days where, it ranged between like 50 cents and 17 cents, and, there's a whole lot of trading that goes on and people making money out of that period, but it's not doing the pump that you want if you're a long-term buy holder. So that's, these are just the expectations we need to be realistic about, that even though things have happened really quickly sometimes, we have to be expecting that accumulations will occur over a longer period of time. And then we get those 2 or 3 or 4 day or 5 day bursts of candles, whereas some projects, like Theta, you kind of just see it. It just climbs up a little bit every day. Like it has, 10% days, 2%, 3% days, 6% days, 5% days, so it just kind of grinds its way up. 5%, 12%, it doesn't really do the 30, 35% candle, 40% candle, 23% candle, do a big flagpole. It just kind of grinds its way up, curves its way around sideways, grinds its way up, curves its way around sideways. So there is other kind of styles of price action, but Theta acts more like a growth stock, where it's, like Google itself, or like, Fiverr.com or Zoom, just kind of grinds its way to the upside in a channel. And that's fine too, you play that the way you play it. But yeah, the ones we're looking at kind of do the bull flag. So the flagpole and the, the fly on out of there. So where were we at again? ZRX, so just remembering flagpole and then flag itself, so whether it's a parallel channel, whether it's a kind of a triangle thing you're drawing there, or whether, it does this kind of cup and handle thing to get out of there. It doesn't really matter what shape you're using to kind of enter and exit or, predict the time. The reality is that after this kind of quick 1, 2, 3 days pump up, it's going to be a tight range sideways accumulation before the next leg up. And that's what happens, and that's crypto. That's crypto, baby. And that's like stocks in general, but, or charts in general, but that's definitely crypto. You're going to see a lot of these flagpole, bull flag kind of situations, and you just got to be aware of it and be willing to wait and be patient to buy those dips, because there always is about 4 dips in any longer accumulation, and if we go back to this one here, you can see first dip there, $1.13, then $1.12, and then we kind of got offered $1.23 a couple of times as well. So there is always the lower dips than getting sucked in at the all-time high or the recent high of 210, right? So that is that. CAKE and ZRX are breaking. VeChain is breaking nicely. And there's kind of, it kind of feels good. It feels at the moment like crypto is going to be moving somewhat steadily, somewhat in a regular pattern. But I say that with touching wood and many grains of salt, because we just never know, right? There's always that scary 50% pullback potential in any project, market, or even the total market. So hold on to your hats, people. It's going to be a wild ride from here on in. Been Jared, this has been Crypto Plan. Like and subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff will be great. Keep commenting. I'll keep trying to reply to your comments. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.